Have you ever been in a Mexican standoff? You know the scene maybe from a Western movie where there's two cowboys, the white hat cowboy and the black hat cowboy, and they both have their guns drawn. They're staring each other down. There's kind of this climactic music or whatever, and the music swells, and the first cowboy, the white hat cowboy, he thinks, well, if I lower my gun, the bad guy might shoot me, and the other guy, thinks, well, hey, if I lower my gun, he might shoot me, so I have to keep aiming at him, and they both kind of keep aiming, and it's kind of like, who's gonna flinch first? Well, what happens? I mean, they're both standing there facing guns at each other. They're frozen, they're stuck, or worse, maybe they both fire. It's kind of a Mexican standoff is a situation usually where nobody wins. It's like almost everybody bleeds or everybody loses. And you might not carry a 6-shooter, you probably don't, but you may very well be in some kind of standoff right now. Maybe it's in your church board meeting regarding the new budget. Maybe it's with your spouse regarding who's going to do the dishes. Maybe it's with a competitor in your business regarding pricing. Who's going to lower their price? Who's going to raise their price? You're stuck in a situation where you're afraid to give an inch because you're terrified that the other guy will take a mile. My name's Dr. Nathan Crockett. I'm a Christian entrepreneur. I own a number of businesses in real estate. And in the world of economics, we don't call this a cowboy movie. We call it game theory, and specifically a nasty little trap called the prisoner's dilemma. It's the mathematical proof that when we all act selfishly, we all lose. If you're a leader, a pastor, a parent, a CEO, this theory explains why your team is dysfunctional. But don't worry, I brought a cheat code today to try to help you break the game. So why do often rational people do what we might think of as stupid things? Let me explain the prisoner's dilemma so simply that hopefully everyone will be able to understand it here. So imagine two criminals, let's call them Selfish Sam and Nervous Ned. They get arrested for a robbery. The police put them in separate rooms. They can't talk to each other. The detective walks in and he offers them both the exact same deal. Here's the rules of the game, the prisoner's dilemma. Number one, if you both stay silent, kind of cooperate with each other, defend the other person, you both get 1 year in prison. Maybe the police have very minor evidence that you did the robbery. Number two, if you betray your partner, you defect, and he stays silent, you go free and he gets 10 years in prison. You're the snitch and he's the sucker. Number three, if you both betray each other, you both get 5 years in prison. You both confess. Now, if you put yourself in Selfish Sam's shoes, you're sitting there sweating. You think, okay, if Ned stays silent, my best move is to betray him because then I go free. I don't get any time in prison. But if Ned betrays me, my best move is still to betray him because 5 years is a lot better than the 10 years I'd get for being the sucker if he snitches on me. You see the trap? No matter what Ned does, the smart thing for Sam to do is to betray. And Ned, he's doing the exact same math as Sam. So what happens? They both betray each other and they both get 5 years in prison. Now, if they're robbers, it's probably good that they're getting some time in prison, right? But in real life, if people like that had just trusted each other and stayed silent, they would have each walked away with only 1 year. Instead, they both walk away with 5 years. By trying to get the best possible outcome for themselves, the 0 years, they actually guarantee a bad outcome, the 5 years. Economists call this the Nash equilibrium. Some people might call it the stupidity of selfishness. It proves that when you pursue your own self-interest above the interest of the group sinks, and oftentimes you're taking it down with you, right? So let's say, hey, I'm not a bank robber, I'm a youth pastor, I'm a business owner. Okay, let's go to your budget meetings pastor. So the first player, let's say, is a youth pastor, that's you, and the second player is the senior adult pastor. There's a limited amount of money. Option one is cooperation. You both agree to take a small budget cut to fund a new church-wide outreach. That's kind of the 1 year prison equivalent. It hurts a little, but the whole church wins. Option two is betrayal. You decide, no way, I'm going to lobby the finance committee behind the pastor's back. I'm going to fight for my department. If you fight and he stays nice, you get all the money. And the prisoner dilemma, you're the one that goes free. But guess what? He's not stupid. He sees you fighting, so he starts fighting too. He badmouths your youth program to the elders. Now you're both fighting. The church culture becomes toxic. The board gets annoyed with both of you and cuts both of your budgets. It's kind of like in the prison example, you both get 5 years sentence. And this happens, for instance, in marriages all the time. I'm not going to be vulnerable with her until she's vulnerable with me. Well, I'm not going to be kind to him until he apologizes first. That's the prisoner's dilemma. You're both protecting yourselves, and this is so easy to do. And in doing so, you're locking yourself into a prison, in this case of a mediocre marriage. You're acting rationally for an individual, but you're acting insanely for the team, for your marriage, for your family. So what's the solution? Well, in some ways, Philippians 2:4 is the cheat code to the prisoner's dilemma. How do we break the Nash equilibrium, as economists call it? How do we escape the prison? Well, standard economics struggles with this. It assumes that humans are selfish, right? That we always calculate in a selfish way. But hopefully you're not just an economic actor, you're a follower of Jesus if you're a Christian leader. And Paul gave us the solution in Philippians 2:4. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also the interest of others. This isn't just a nice Sunday school memory verse. This is a high-level game theory strategy. Paul's telling you to be irrational. He's telling you to choose the cooperate option even when the math says says that you might get played. When you look out for the interest of others, you signal to the other person, I'm not playing the betrayal game, I'm putting down my gun. Now, is this risky? Yes. If you lower your gun, the other person might shoot you. You might get the 10 years in prison. You might get taken advantage of. That's the risk, right, of carrying your cross. But here's what usually happens in the real world, which we can call the iterated game theory. When you consistently choose the good of the other person, you change the atmosphere. When the youth pastor says, you know what, the senior adults need this money more than we do this year, I support the budget of the senior saints in our church. The senior adult pastor's kind of in shock. I thought he would want all the money for the teens. You've broken the matrix. Suddenly, he doesn't want to shoot you anymore, he wants to help you. You move the whole team from the bottom right corner where everybody loses to the top left corner where everybody wins. So the world expects you to be a selfish Sam. The world expects you to hoard your resources, protect your reputation, fight for your slice of the pie, and if you do that, you'll end up in a prison of your own making, a church with no unity, a business with no trust, a family with no intimacy. So be the one who breaks the cycle. Look to the interest of others. Take the risk of being the first person to trust. Don't play the game. Let's change the game. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as I try to go through various economic terms and how they affect Christian leaders. And if you enjoyed this, maybe give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel or consider sharing it with someone else. Thanks again and have a wonderful, wonderful day walking with Jesus.